Number 1, living arrangement. Single, 1 dog, 2 cats. Number 2, what book are you reading right now? Right now I'm not reading, I'm typing. okay, I'm reading The Alienist. Number 3, what's on your mouse pad? Purple. Number 4, favorite board game, Scrabble. Number 5, favorite magazine, Vanity Fair. 6A, favorite smell or smells. Orange blossoms, jasmine, lily of the valley. 6B, least favorite smell, cigar smoke.
In March of 2001, I received an email from my friend Laura with the subject heading, Getting to Know You.
7A, favorite sound, children laughing. 7B, least favorite sound, motorcycles. 8, worst feeling in the world, despair.
It was one of those forwarded internet time wasters. I'm sure you've all gotten them. 29 questions designed to, quote, teach you a lot of little-known facts about your friends.
What is the first thing you think of when you wake up in the morning? Something different every day. Usually I try to remember to be grateful for the day and what's ahead. How many rings before you answer the phone? Depends on what's going on. Future child's name. Maybe Julia, John, Kenneth, or Jake. What's the most important thing in life? Love.
Of course, one man's Spam is another man's Spumoni.
Chocolate or vanilla? Both.
And Laura, by her own admission, had too much time on her hands, so she filled it out and sent it on.
Do you sleep with a stuffed animal? No. Live ones. If you can meet one person, dead or alive, my grandfather's. That's 2, I know, soon. Favorite alcoholic drink? Definitely the Clico champagne. Do you eat the stems of broccoli? Yes, if they're tender or peeled, yeah. Ever been in love? Yes. Is the glass half full or half empty? The glass is twice as big as it needs to be, right? No, it's half full. I know that's the truth. I just can't always say that. Favorite movies? Too many. What's under your bed? Dust bunnies, cat fur, dried vomit, and a volleyball. Favorite sport to watch? Basketball, and not on TV, only live. Say one nice thing about the person who sent this to you. Steve has one of the most loving, giving, and caring hearts of anyone I know. Person you send this to who is most likely to respond? I don't know, life is full of surprises. Person you send this to who is least likely to respond? I don't know, life is full of surprises.
Number 29, person you sent this to who is least likely to respond. Normally that would be me. So to me, this kind of thing is incredibly annoying, and despite my love for Laura and all of my other friends for whom I stood to learn a couple little-known facts, I would usually be inclined to respond with a swift delete.
Life is so full of surprises.
But for some reason, maybe because now I live 3,000 miles away from Laura and everyone else in New York, I took the bait.
Living arrangement.
I live with the man who is the father of my child, and of course I also live with said child.
What book are you reading right now?
Something called Trans Sister Radio, which my erotica editor gave me after telling me she thought I should write a real novel. A bunch of other really flattering things, which made me want to see what kind of novel she's already published. So I'm reading it. It's not very good.
What's on your mouse pad?
No mouse pad. I have a touchpad on the laptop.
Favorite board game?
Scrabble. Unless you count Password, which isn't a board game technically, but is my all-time favorite game. Are you getting the feeling I'm a bit verbose?
Favorite magazine?
The New Yorker.
Favorite smell?
Bread baking, my daughter, night blooming jasmine,
Least favorite smell?
rotting flesh.
Favorite sound?
Children laughing is good. So is the sound of my daughter sleeping soundly. Also fabulous music. And the sound a man makes when he has an orgasm.
Least favorite sound?
My daughter shrieking, whining, or crying hysterically.
Worst feeling in the world?
Shame.
What is the thing you think of when you first wake up in the morning?
Mommy! Mommy, 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 mommy!
How many rings before you answer the phone?
1. Or 7.
is the most important thing in life?
My kid. Serenity, creativity. How the hell should I know? You can see I'm terrible at making choices.
Favorite foods?
Rare steak or prime rib, great pasta, watermelon, good red wine. Good red wine, good red wine. I could go on and on.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate, but I wouldn't kick vanilla out of bed.
Do you sleep with a stuffed animal?
No, unless we count the man that I live with.
If you could meet one person, dead or alive?
Okay, how can I choose? Okay, Jesus, just to find out what all the fuss is about.
Favorite alcoholic drink?
Good red wine. The gooder, the better.
Do you eat the stems of broccoli?
Absolutely, why not? I eat everything.
If you could have any job you wanted, what would it be?
Ballerina, or doctor, or playwright.
Ever been in love?
Yes. Oh yes.
Is the glass half full or half empty?
Half empty, of course. Everyone knows that, don't they? Unless it's filled with good red wine.
Favorite movies?
Now you're killing me. Okay. The obvious ones like Casablanca, The Wizard of Oz, Seven Samurai. But I also really have a thing for the tall blonde man with one black shoe, the original French one. Almost all of the Marx Brothers movies. This is harder than the food question.
What's under your bed?
Don't know. I'm too old to get down there and check.
Favorite sport to watch?
Please.
Say one nice thing about the person who said this to you.
Laura is a beautiful, wonderful friend whom I love, and who also eats the stems on broccoli, so how bad could she be?
Person you sent this to who is most likely to respond.
I have no idea.
Person you sent this to who is least likely to respond.
And no idea. I don't even know who I'm sending this to yet. See, silly. Embarrassing, for Christ's sake. Just a stupid internet game with 29 meaningless questions and flip answers.
Say one nice thing about the person who sent this to you.
Laura is a beautiful, wonderful friend whom I love and who also eats the stems on broccoli, so how bad could she be? And on September 11th, she got up early and went to work at the World Trade Center. What is the first thing you think of when you wake up in the morning?
Something different every day. I try usually just to be grateful and to look at what's ahead.
It was essentially a temp job.
If you could have any job you wanted, what would it be?
She sometimes worked signing people in at business conferences for a company called Risk. It was a survival job, and she did it now and then to pay the rent. She hated it. The job, the hours, the world of high finance in which Laura, moody, penniless Laura, was lost like a jewel in a junkyard.
If you could have any job that you wanted, what would it be?
Usually, these conferences were held at ballrooms in various midtown hotels. But on September 11th, Risk was holding a seminar at Windows on the World, on the 106th floor of the World Trade Center. For all I know, it was the first time she'd ever been in that building. If you could have any job you wanted, what would it be?
I'd like to revitalize the summer theater that my parents met at in the 50s in the White Mountains of New Hampshire. I'd be the artistic director. Okay. Maybe Julia, John Kenneth, or Jake.
Children. More than anyone I know, including myself, the mother of a 2-year-old, Laura was meant to have a child. For most of us, it's a desire, a duty, a calling, or an accident. And for Laura, it was a calling. Unfortunately, at 41, she was single with no prospects. Does anyone still remember that study from the 1980s? It concluded that if you were a single woman over the age of 35, you had more chance of being killed by terrorists than of finding a husband. Favorite sound?
Children laughing.
Children laughing is good. So is the sound of my daughter sleeping soundly.
Children laughing.
Least favorite sound? My daughter shrieking, whining, or crying hysterically.
Children laughing.
What is the first thing you think of when you wake up in the morning? Mommy, 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 mommy! Who has time to think?
What is the most important thing in life?
One thing about having a single, childless girlfriend who desperately wants a baby, she makes a great sitter. Laura was practically godmother to my children.
What is the most important thing in life?
How the hell should I know? Creativity. Serenity. My kid. How the hell should I know? As you can see, I'm terrible at making choices. What is the most important thing in life?
Love.
Lest you think that she was some kind of saint. let me assure you, she frustrated the hell out of me and out of all of her other friends. Why couldn't she get it together? She needed to lose weight. She needed to find a career other than being an animated actor and part-time temp worker. And she needed to stop talking about it and have that baby, even if it meant doing it alone. We first met in a 12-step program.
Favorite alcoholic drink?
Good red wine. The gooder the better.
Definitely Veuve Clicquot champagne.
It's a spiritual program.
The glass is twice as big as it needs to be. Isn't that grand? No, it's half full. I know it is. I just can't always get there.
So she wasn't a saint, just an angel. Is the glass half full or half empty? Half empty, everyone knows that.
Unless it's filled with good red wine. Only... No, it's full. I know that's the truth.
I just can't always get there. Favorite movies?
So many. Casablanca, Breakfast at Tiffany's, The Sound of Music. This great Irene Dunn, Cary Grant movie called The Awful Truth. Yeah. What's Up, Doc? More recently, Traffic, High Fidelity, and Fearless. Favorite foods?
Rare steak or prime rib.
Lasagna.
Great pasta.
Great salads with blue cheese, walnuts, and pears.
Watermelon.
Good bread, cheese, fruit. Yeah.
French toast with real maple syrup. Maybe barbecue spare ribs. 7-layer cake with chocolate mocha frosting in the layers. Ugh, good red wine. Good red wine,
Yes.
good red wine.
Yes.
I could go on and on.
And on.
Favorite board game?
Scrabble.
Unless you count Password, which I know isn't technically a board game, but it's my favorite game of all time. You getting the feeling I'm a bit...
What's the most important thing in life?
The New Yorker.
What's the most important thing in life?
I don't know, I'm too old to get down there and check.
What's the most important thing in life?
The stems of broccoli,
Oh.
if they're gender revealed. It's like she's simply evaporated, except for these 29 questions stored on my hard drive. Living arrangement. I live with it, like we all do. I also live with my sensitive, anxious, needy 2-year-old, for whom I must be dependable, ever steady, mommy, protector, source, authority. Mommy happy? She asks me in this tiny, pathetic voice. Mommy no sad? Preternaturally brilliant as she is, of course, she couldn't have understood what happened. Yet, in the days following the attacks, she kept demanding that we turn off the television when the news was on. No like it, no like it! And she started mumbling things like, I'm safe. I'm safe with mommy, I'm safe with daddy. So, part of my new living arrangement is to go outside to the car to cry. Number 2. What book are you reading right now? Forget it. When the cute little dictator doesn't force me to turn it off, I'm glued to the TV news like everybody else. 3. What's on your mouse pad? No mouse pad. I have a touchpad on a laptop, and I continue to try to write. 4. Future child's name. Laura. 5. Chocolate or vanilla? Both. And as often as possible. Maybe I'll just never die again, you know? And while we're at it, 6A, favorite smells. All of them. Everything that my greedy little nostrils can inhale, I can't get enough. 6B, least favorite smell. Rotting flesh. 7, favorite sound. Children laughing is good. So is the sound of my daughter sleeping soundly. Also fabulous music. Laura had a strikingly beautiful singing voice. sang together a lot. Sondheim, Gershwin, James Taylor, and Laura Nyro. And she knew a terrific harmony to Amazing Grace. What is the first thing you think of when you wake up in the morning? Usually, I try to remember to be grateful for the day and for what's ahead. How many rings before you answer the phone? You know, a few days later, I called her house. I don't know why. Of course, the machine picked it up with Laura's voice on it. I don't know what I was thinking. It was a crazy thing to do. Favorite alcoholic drink? A half empty, half full glass of good red wine, and I would find one right about now. What's under your bed? Boogeyman. 16, 17, 18, 19. Say one nice thing about the person who sent this to you. You can meet one person dead or alive. Worst feeling in the world. What is the most important thing in life? That's 19 out of 29. I can come up with at least 10 more questions, can't you? And since September 11th, I'm often asked them in enraged political emails, but I've gone back to responding with a swift delete. I just need to get back to that quiet place. I know it's silly, but I haven't yet been able to delete Laura's screen name from my AOL address book. Number 29. Person who sent this to you who is least likely to respond? I don't know. Life is so full of surprises. Through many dangers, toils and snares, I have already come. 'Tis grace hath brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind,